Hey everyone, thanks for joining me with this Bybit scan. So today, we'll be going through the Bybit pairs. We'll discuss what I'm looking at the moment. The market does look a little bit red, a little bit bearish, but in my honest opinion, I think we're sitting on good support levels. So we'll go through this scan and we'll discuss a little bit more in depth. But first things first, if you haven't already, head over to Bybit, create an account, a free account. And just get well positioned for when the market does take off. You've got your account set up, you've got some money in there, you're ready to start trading. It's times like this that we need to get prepared because I think in the coming weeks we're going to see some momentum come back to the markets and some really good trading opportunities, fingers crossed. So yes, first things first, Bitcoin. Let's have a look at Bitcoin on the weekly. What am I looking at here? So we've seen some nice cyclicity come in, right? So we hit those all-time highs. We've just seen a big sell-off, which is expected, right? It's expected after an all-time high. We do expect to see a bit of a sell-off. We have had that for a few weeks now. If we look at the daily, so we have seen a lot of red, a lot of selling off. This happened last weekend, I believe. And now it's sort of, look, I'd like to say it looks like it's losing momentum, right? It is definitely still in a daily downtrend, but it's a horrible looking trend. Just a big sell-off and then more or less sideways. It's sideways in my opinion. It always pays to zoom out and plot those support resistance lines. That's a really handy thing to do. And if we do that using this tool, it looks like there's a bit of a range through here, right? It's more evident on the 4-hour. Especially over the last few days, if we plot a support line there, right? So we've broken through, that's expected again on a massive sell-off, but it rejected that quite quickly and it's tested that level again, and then it's just ranged sideways and it's sitting on that support level now. So what do I think is going to happen? Look, I wish I had a crystal ball and I could tell you what's going to happen in the coming future, but I think we're sitting on that level. So if short opportunities do come up, I probably wouldn't take them because we're shorting into a support zone. So what I would be waiting for from here is a break of this level. If we do break, like a cradle trade off this level, a break, I'd be focusing on these lower time frames and going short. Failing that, I would like to see Bitcoin sort of get out of this range of about the 52,000 level around here. Like this is just an area, right? So we've sort of broke out, but not for very long, and we've come back and just sat on this level and then tested again. So if we can get a nice daily close above that level, that's when I'll start looking for some possible long trades. But again, we really want that daily trend to come back. So at the moment, there's nothing really on Bitcoin. 4-hour chart is more or less sideways. The 1-hour is very messy. It looks like it is pulling back into that cradle zone. But again, you'd be shorting into a support area. So that's just one thing to be aware of. Let's have a look at ETH. Okay, sorry, I'm just checking the questions. All right, so ETH. Again, we'll start on the weekly. So the weekly looks really strong actually. Considering that big sell-off that happened, ETH has bounced back. It bounced back quite quickly. It's like we saw that trend on Bitcoin. It just sort of kept dropping, whereas ETH has sort of held its ground. It has dropped the last few days, and it is in a daily downtrend. So we've got that low, lower high, and now a low again. So if we have a look at the 4-hour, again the trend is just super messy on the 4-hour. So there's no real trading opportunities. Let's have a look at the daily to see if there's any support or resistance levels. It doesn't look like. Possibly something through here. As we know, we've tested here, tested here, tested again. So we have pulled back. We've tested that level. So that's one thing to be aware of if you are going to look at taking short trades on ETH. But for the time being, we are in a 4-hour downtrend and a daily downtrend. So I'd be more inclined to take shorts. but they'd have to be really, really good setups because the trend just isn't perfect. And it's hard taking trades when the trend is just not perfect and it's not there. You really should manage your risk, reduce your risk, manage it, manage your trades correctly, and all will be well. But my advice for the time being is just to sit on the sideline and wait for that good momentum to come back, and then we can attack the markets with a good amount of capital because we haven't wasted it during crappy market conditions like this. So ETH, yeah, it's pulling back to that cradle zone, but again, the trend just isn't great. So yeah, there's nothing really there for me. Bit USDT, there's not enough data there on the weekly to tell you anything. Same as the daily. The daily's in a strong downtrend. Again, saw that big sell-off. We've got that lower high. Looks like we're creating a lower low. If we look at the 4 hour, the trend, oh look, the trend isn't great. We do have a little level through here around the 1.784 where we've tested. Looks like we've almost tested again. We've broke through. So I would almost be more inclined to short this market if it did pull back into that cradle zone backed by this level. But there's nothing there on the 4 just yet. Let's have a look at the 1. The 1's looking a little bit messy. The 2 hour's not too bad, but it's probably the 4 hour and the 8. But again, the trend's just not great, you know. It looks like we're sitting on this support level. So a possible trading opportunities there, but to be honest, I'll probably sit that one out. Hey Josh, so what's your opinion on the cheaper meme coins? Are they any chance of go to any significant amount of value? Look, to be completely honest with you, I don't trade hype coins or meme coins or anything like that. I treat them like I would with any shares. Like if you were buying into a company, right? You had your eyes on a company and they were selling shares, but they didn't really have any value. That company had no value. It just had a funny name and a funny picture, didn't produce anything, didn't, do anything. Would you buy shares in that company? There's no way I would, and I hope most people wouldn't. And that's just the reality of some of these meme coins, that they don't do anything. I know Doge is really stepping up and doing more in the crypto space. I think that Shiba one is as well. But yeah, before I'd buy into anything like that, I'd want to do my research and just make sure that they are a good, business. They have a good business model and they're doing something in this crypto space instead of just having a funny picture. Because yeah, hype coins, the hype's there, the price goes up, but then they just crash. And so they should. All right, Solana. We have Solana on a strong daily downtrend. The 4 hour isn't great. It sort of just moved sideways and then dropped really hard. What we're looking for is these pullbacks, nice clean pullbacks into those cradle zones. We don't have it yet. Let's have a look at the daily. There's no real support resistance there. Do we have any cyclicity? The 1 hour doesn't look too bad. We've got that lower low, lower high, drop down, lower low again. And we're pulling back to that cradle zone. Hey Niels, how you doing? Yeah, but again, it's just most of the market follows suit of Bitcoin, right? We all know that. If Bitcoin goes higher, then generally the rest of the market moves higher as well. If Bitcoin sells off, the market does as well. So that's why we always start on Bitcoin. We see what that's doing, and Bitcoin at the moment is sitting on a support level. So shorting the market at the moment, that definitely affects my trading decisions, knowing that Bitcoin is sitting on support. So if Bitcoin goes up, then the rest of the market tends to go up. And if you've got short positions, then they just don't work out. So that's just one thing to consider. At the moment, Solana, it doesn't look like there's too much there. We do have a pullback, but if we look at the 30, you can see it's just moving sideways. So the trend is there on the 2, but it's sort of ruined by the 1 hour. The trend's there on the 2. It needs to be there on the 4, and it's just not there on the 4, right? So we can sort of skip that. What does cyclicity mean? Probably wrong spell. Yeah, it's a hard one to spell, but if we do come across a chart that has really nice cyclicity, I'll point it out. It's just basically a series of higher highs and higher lows that are really smooth. Like the pullbacks are nice and clean. The highs are there, the lows are there, and it's just easy to see. Something like this. That's just one part. So the lows clear, the highs clear, and it continues to move. Not this, right? So this is not cyclicity. This is just choppy sideways momentum. Okay, going well, mate. Bit uneventful. Yeah, it is a very uneventful moment. Market conditions at the moment, Nils. It's frustrating. As traders, it's very frustrating, but this is where we learn that essential skill of patience and sitting on our hands and not taking trades that just aren't there. XRP. So as you can see, XRP is sitting on that daily support as well. It has tested a few times. Tested here, you can see it's rejected a few times, and now it's sitting on that support like Bitcoin was. Let's have a look at the 4. And overall, XRP is the same. It's just moving sideways. If you really take a step back and look at the market on these, especially the 4-hour time frame, look what it's doing. It's just sideways. The momentum's not there. We've got a few high highs and high lows, but then it just breaks trend and continues to move sideways. That's not good trading opportunities. That's not good trading conditions. We don't want that. We want to see good cyclicity, right, in the market. And if we do see a good example of that, I will point it out. But at the moment, yeah, XRP, there isn't too much there. The 1 hour is not too bad, right? So we've got a bit of a trend forming. We've gone from high to low, and it's just pulling back, but yeah, there's not too much there on XRP. And to be honest, I've been doing scans every day for the past week, and the market conditions have just been terrible for trading. So we spend most of our time on the sidelines, which is fine. You can make a lot of money in a 1 month period, but you can't do that if you've taken substandard trades through crappy market conditions like this. So ADA daily downtrend, right? So we've got a strong daily downtrend. If we look at the 12, it looks like we've created that low, pulled back, and now depending on how this candle closes and the next candle, we could have an equal low. What does that mean? That means that it looks like it's running out of momentum. We do need more confirmation, but that's what I would be seeing. We've got a level here as well. It's probably a little bit higher than that. A level where we've tested, rejected, move higher, tested again. So whether we move higher, who knows? But we do need, if we're looking to take shorts, we're looking at shorting into a support zone. So the probabilities of those trades working out just isn't there. So ADA, again, there's just not much there at the moment. Okay. Hey, Winston, Daniel. Thanks for joining. Yeah, Lou's spent the day away with his newborn, so I'm stepping in for today to do the scan. Hey, Robbie. Hey, Rhys. Advice on loading trading account with USD and BTC. Yeah, that's a good question, and we get that a lot. Whether you keep your capital in USD or whether you keep your capital in Bitcoin. Now, for obvious reasons, Bitcoin moves in price. USD tends to be stable, right? So I can give you my opinion. What I do is I keep most of my capital in USD for trading and investing until the market drops like it has, and then I just I have these support resistance lines plotted in, and that's where I have my limit orders set. So if I'm stalking some coins or some projects that I really like, I'll have my limit orders set, and if the price comes down and triggers me in, then I'm happy. That's a good buy-in price for those projects, and I'm happy. I do manage the risk with stop losses as well on both trading and investing. But yeah, I just keep most of my capital in USD because it's stable. I know Craig keeps a lot in Bitcoin. So it really depends on the type of person you are. If you're happy to see a lot of your capital fluctuating in price like in Bitcoin, then yeah, keep it in Bitcoin. Why not? We're all bullish Bitcoin. We all want it to go to 100,000. I think it's just a matter of time before that does happen. But yeah, it's completely up to you. But that's just my honest opinion. I keep most of mine in USD in a stable coin, and when Bitcoin drops like it has, then I just throw capital into Bitcoin and I'll just ride that. If it drops, then so be it. But if it moves higher, you know, I've got a good position and I'm happy to hold Bitcoin. And then I just manage my risk on the way up, make sure I take profits. And when I take profits, I mean I take my initial capital out and leave the profits in there. So if Bitcoin, you know, I buy in Bitcoin now, it doubles in price, I'll take my capital out, and then anything that's left in Bitcoin is just profit. So if it goes to zero, I haven't really lost anything. If it goes to 200,000, then, you know, I'm laughing. So that's just my approach. Okay. BNB is another one that looks like it's sitting on support, daily support. So we all know that support and resistance, you know, certain areas or certain lines act as resistance and then support when the market moves. So we've had it test here, test a few times along here, and it's just doing the same thing. So again, we can only trade what the chart is telling us. And what's the chart telling us at the moment is that on this level, it's tested and bounced. It's tested and bounced, and it's testing now. So it hasn't really broken through, has it? So, you know, 3 times out of 3, it's bounced and rejected. So probabilities tell us that it's going to do the same thing. It's going to test and bounce. There is that chance that it could break. You know, fingers crossed it doesn't happen, but it definitely could. So, but yeah, like I said, we just read these charts and that's what it's telling me is it's tested, rejected, and it's testing again, and it may reject. I really hope it does. But if it doesn't, then we know that the next level would be down here somewhere. So any shorting opportunities that come up in this area, yeah, I'd be open to take them. But at the moment, BNB, there just isn't anything. Let's have a look at the 4-hour. Huge sell-off. This when was that? Yesterday? Yesterday, a little bit this morning. What I'd like to see is a nice bullish candle sitting on that level. We don't have it just yet, but we'll see. And if it does continue to break, then yeah, we're definitely open to shorts. We just need a nice close on probably the 4-hour time frame, a nice close below that level before we really have that confirmation of we've busted through this level. So at the moment, yeah, nothing there. All right, questions. Yeah, hey Nick, yeah, charts are looking very crappy. It's very frustrating. But yeah, possible shorting opportunities coming up. But yeah, like I said, most of the market is sitting on support levels. Right. So Litecoin, let's have a look at Litecoin. Let's have a look at the weekly, see what we've got here. Now, Litecoin's been very slow. You know, Bitcoin hit all-time highs and Litecoin just didn't do anything really. Moved a little bit higher, but not much. So what are we looking at the weekly? High, low, high, high. We've pulled back. We've made that equal low. Are we sitting on support? That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking for levels. And we do have a little bit of a level through here. We've tested a few times. It's not the best, cleanest level, but yeah, we've tested a few times along here and through here and here, and now we're sitting on that level. So again, another one that's just sitting on support. The 4-hour is just bouncing off that. Like, that's a pretty clean level. You know, if we've put that in on the daily, and now you look at this, it's just busted through here and rejected, and it's just bouncing. Got close, and it's sitting on there again. So again, shorting into that, I'd be more inclined not to. I wouldn't short into that level. If we are to move lower, we need good confirmation of breaking that level and moving lower. We need a good close on at least the 4-hour, I'd say, below this level before we look for shorting options. At the moment, yeah, nothing there. Yeah, Robbie. Yeah, why not? Just sit on USD, and when markets do what they're doing now, why not? You know, why not buy into some of those projects you've been watching? I wouldn't buy in completely. I wouldn't use your whole USD portfolio to buy in just yet. I'd want some more confirmation of moving higher before doing that, because there's always that chance we do move lower. All right, DOT. Yep, Nick, I'll get to DOT. I believe it's in this list. Yeah, it is. So I'll give you my opinion on DOT. What's this? Shiba 1000 or 10,000. That's a big number. Shiba, very strong downtrend. The 4 hour is sideways. So when I do a market scan in the morning, I look at the daily, right? So I look at the daily, see what that's doing. If it's moving down, sweet. I go to the 4 hour, and the 4 hour gives you more clarity on what way that coin is going. And the 4 hour at the moment is telling me that it's sideways, right? So looking at this market, it's just sideways. We have broken through a level here. So we've tested a few times. We've eventually broken through on this 4 hour. It looks like we're coming up and testing that level. The 1 hour cyclicity is not great. What's the 2 hour look like? Gone from high. The trend's just not great on the 2 hour. The one's not too bad. And we're pulling back and we're sitting on that level. It looks like it has rejected that level numerous times since this morning. So look, that's a possible short opportunity, a cradle short backed by this level. It's moving back. Yeah, look, I will throw that in the gold list, right? We'll throw that in and it'll just be one to keep an eye on. I'm not saying there's a trade there at the moment, but it doesn't look too bad. XRP. Didn't we just cover XRP? Yeah, we did. Let's have a look at DOT. So here you go, Nick. Here's DOT. DOT at the moment with all the locking up of parachain auctions, what level is good for stacking? Okay. Good question. The weekly doesn't tell us much. Okay, so we've had a huge sell-off on DOT, right? Which is expected. The rest of the market's doing the same thing. But if we really look at the cyclicity that's coming in on this daily, again, I say cyclicity, this isn't a great example. This is, the low pullback, high, and then dropping again. It just looks like it's running out of momentum. And we do have, I don't know why I've got a level here. That level's probably more valid there, where we have tested a few times here. Yeah, we've broken through but rejected quite quickly. Here's a little bit rough, but we've tested and rejected through here as well. And now we're sitting on that level. Okay, so we've rejected that numerous times. Let's have a look at the 4. Again, same thing, just sitting on that level and rejecting it. So to be honest, Nick, if I was to buy into DOT, could you really get any closer to a key support level? Not really. I would want again, this isn't financial advice, right? I would want a nice bullish daily candle sitting on this level, and that would be my buy-in for a longer term DOT hold. I would also not buy in a full bag, right? I would just be wary that the market can still drop. And you don't want to have a full bag of DOT sitting there and the market drops and then you're just, you're in red. And it's never a good time, because if your portfolio's in red, then you start making silly decisions. But yeah, if I was to buy into DOT, then that's probably not a bad spot. But yeah, also manage your risk as well. So DOT, yeah, not much there on DOT. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked here. Sideways, I don't think there's any trading opportunities there. We're trading, we're hoping for price action, movement in the market. We want it to move higher or lower, and at the moment, the overall trend on this market is sideways, so nothing for me. Let's have a look at Link on the weekly. Link weekly is messy. Okay. What is a typical percentage in a trader's trading account in ratio to their investment portfolio? I know Craig says risk only 1% per trade or trade account. Thanks. Yeah, another good question. So different people do it. Sorry, I shouldn't say different people. People do it differently, right? So some people just have one portfolio where their investment portfolio takes into account their trading portfolio. So your investment portfolio might be, say, 100,000, and you're just trading 1% of that portfolio. I don't do that. I have two separate ones. I have a trading portfolio and an investment portfolio, but I believe Craig just has one, and I think Lou does as well, just has one. I know a lot of people that just have one, so it's completely up to you on what you're comfortable with. There's no right or wrong answer, but yeah, that's just what I do. That's my personal preference. And yeah, always trade 1% of that trading portfolio, I just trade 1% of my trading portfolio, not my investment portfolio or the combination of both. So daily, yeah, another daily downtrend. 4 hour. Let's actually have a look at, it doesn't look like there's any levels here on link, but there is on the 4. It would be, I always look for round numbers as well. Unfortunately, there isn't really one. So we've rejected this level, rejected, and now it's just, yeah, it's moving sideways, more or less sideways on this 4 hour. So the 1 hour, the trend just isn't there. So we just need a nice drop, and it looks like it's just moving sideways on this 1 hour. So again, we just need more confirmation, whether that's lower or higher, before there's any trading opportunities on link. I just believe this whole scan is going to be the same. The market's just, yeah, overall it's moving sideways. It would have been great to get some shorts on early and just ride them to the bottom, but I didn't. I know some people in the community did, I believe. Okay, Doge, another one that's a strong daily downtrend. Do we have a level here? It always pays to go through your charts, especially in market conditions like this. Go through your charts and just plot support resistance levels. Too many people forget to do that, and it does affect your trades. You know, you can have those, you know, tunnel vision on those trades, and you can forget to sort of step back and have a look at those support resistance levels, and you might be trading straight into a resistance level, and before you know it, you get stopped out. And you sit back and you think, why did I get stopped out? And it's clear as day. There's a resistance level straight ahead. So Doge, we do have a bit of, again, like Craig has this great saying, if it's not clear, it's not there. And just looking at these markets, when you're looking for price action, it's not good. You need to just take a step back and do something else. I think Doge, we could probably see move a little bit lower. It has broken this support level, but there's just no smooth price action at the moment. And if we were to look at the 2 hour, we've gone from high. Yeah, we can skip that. I'm spending too much time looking at a chart where there's just nothing there. Sand, there's not that much data on the daily. Another one where we've got a level. Doesn't really line up there. It's definitely there where we've tested a few times. So again, another one that's just sitting on a level, so we can skip that. Okay, thanks so much for enjoying the master course. My mic volume, yeah, I've been playing with my mic volume to get it right, so hopefully everything's good. Yeah, and that's good that you're enjoying the master course. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We're always happy to help out. All right, FTM. Phantom was another one that I was super bullish on. It's just not having a great time at the moment. 4 hour, another one that's, ooh, we don't have a level. This is what we want to see. So things like Bitcoin that's sitting on that level, we want stuff like this to happen. We don't want, but you know, if we are looking at short trades, then that's what we're looking for, is a good solid candle that's closed below that level before I'd look at taking short trades. So Phantom has given us that on the USDT. What's the 1 hour telling us? There's no smooth price action on the 1 hour, unfortunately. We don't really have a trend, but it has moved lower. It has busted through that, and it is moving lower. So that definitely opens up trading opportunities on these lower time frames. when the cyclicity is there, but it's just not there at the moment. What I'd love to see is a pullback to that level and then a bearish candle off that level. I know the trend, it would probably be the 8 where we've got a high. Yeah, it's just a very questionable trend. So I think for that reason I can skip that and not put it in the list. Why am I bullish? I looked into the project actually, and I just really liked it. I've been in it for a long time. So yeah, I just really liked what they were about, and I do have it in my longer term portfolio. AVAX. Actually, Niels, I need to have a chat to you after this actually, about what we discussed yesterday. So if you can hit me up in Slack, that would be amazing. AVAX downtrend. Another one that's going to be sitting on support. Ooh. I would probably say it's about there, and it always pays to marry it up with a round number. Look, the $80 there, and we have broken through. It's just, yeah, messy, very messy. Like I said before, I think this whole scan is going to be the same. Mana's moving down. So Mana, I believe Mana is a token that's used for Decentraland. And we all know that metaverse space is just blowing up at the moment. So I do have Mana in my portfolio. I'm just waiting for a really, really good buy-in area. I just think that metaverse space is going to blow up eventually, and I want to be well positioned. Mana, yeah, daily downtrend. The 4 just looks more or less sideways. Another one that's a little bit of a level. Not really. I think we can skip that. We're just sort of clutching at things. Chili's daily is down. Another level. And we have got that confirmation of breaking through that level. The cyclicity. This is what we're talking about. We need to, if you're looking at shorting options, you want to drop a nice clean pullback into the cradle zone. Another drop, a pullback. That's not a bad pullback. So just a pullback and then drop again. A pullback, drop. That's what cyclicity is. That's what we mean when we talk about cyclicity, is just nice, smooth price action. And yeah, there was some great trading opportunities through here. But now it's sideways, right? So this nice, smooth price action has just been ruined. It's not here anymore. It's more or less sideways and it's bouncing around this level. So Chili's, I don't think there's anything there. Yeah, Sand is another one that I'm definitely bullish on as well. I think they, correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, are they just the two sort of metaverse, the main metaverse sort of projects that are out there at the moment? Where you can sort of have a digital character and the sort of reality is mixed in with a digital world. Yeah, we can skip that. OMG. Daily, undeniably bearish. Another one that's broken through a level. If you are following along, it may pay, the ones that I've mentioned that have broken through a level, it just may pay to put them in a list and just keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on them for this afternoon and possibly tomorrow, just to see what they do, whether we get that cyclicity to the downside, because they're the ones that will probably present trading opportunities if we do move lower. The rest of the market has some work to do. If we are to move lower, it needs to bust through that support. USDT. Yeah, I think another one that just needs some work to do, but you know, we have busted through that support, so that's a, I'd like to say good sign, but we all want the market to move higher. So good sign if you're bearish. Matic is a mess. The 1 hour's not too. Oh, it started to get some good trend, but now it's sideways. It looks like it's sitting on a level here, or a range, more of a range. What I'm doing here is just going down these time frames to look at this level, to see how much time it has spent below that level. And we've got it's on the half an hour. So if we look at the 1 hour, it's just rejected really quickly. You know, we've just got these wicks below this level. So it hasn't spent much time below that level. So what's to say it will now? We'll see. Yeah, there's nothing there on Matic. Algo. Yeah, there is a lot happening in the metaverse. So there's, yeah, AXS, ILV, yeah, so there's a lot of gaming projects out there. I believe they're like pay to play games where I believe you just get paid to play these games and earn tokens. I think that space is going to blow up, and same as the metaverse. Especially if you're getting paid to play games. Like, there's a lot of, I won't say nerds, but a lot of people that like to play games, and if you're getting paid to play those games, then why not? Why not? Algo, 4 hour. Again, I think we're just, look, the trend's not too bad. It's just we need that pullback. We need that pullback on the 4 hour, and that's going to be, you know, it could be 12 hours away, right? So there's nothing there at the moment. H-bar, I just know that by the end of this scan, we probably won't have a huge watch list, but I hope you still do get something out of this video, especially if you're new to trading. If you're new to trading or new to crypto, then yeah, like these market conditions, they happen. You know, there's not always trading opportunities, and we just need to learn to sit on the sideline, and it pays to be part of communities like we have at TRADERCOBB. You know, the Slack community, it just pays to be part of communities like that, so you don't feel alone. You don't feel like you're the only one that's not trading, or you feel like you're missing out. If you're part of a community and no one else is trading, or everyone's just, you know, on the same page, it's sort of that comfort thing. H-bar, yeah, again, messy. We just need that nice price action to come back. XTZ, I believe this was Tezos or something. Daily's a mess, right? So we've got that high to low to higher high. It's, yeah, the daily's not even good on that, so it's not worth going down the time frames. AXS, AXI, downtrend. Let's have a look at the 4. Sideways. A little bit of momentum coming back. Looks like we've got another one that's got a level there and busted through, but do we have that momentum? No. What I'd like to see is, let's have a look at the 4 hour. Is this, you know, come through, test. Oh, shouldn't do that. Do this, do that, and then that. Right? That's what we're looking for when we test these support levels. Test, we break through, then we come back and retest, get a bearish candle. That's a nice cradle trade. Boom, see ya. Profit. But yeah, we're just not seeing that at the moment. We're seeing it bust through and then move sideways, so we're steering clear of that. V-chain is moving down. You mentioned you don't like to trade into a support resistance. Do you use the breakout strategy if it meets the checklist? Another good question. So if you're going through the master course, yep, there is a breakout strategy, right? Where it's structured around support resistance levels. I do trade them. They have to meet the checklist requirements, obviously. But I need more confirmation on the higher time frames of momentum, right? I need to see more momentum like this. You know, if the market on the daily, let's say the daily, again, getting a little bit off track here. Let's say the daily's doing this, right? It's super bearish and it's moving. Then if like the breakout strategy presents on a lower time frame, then yeah, I'd be more open to take it. But if the market's sideways, like we saw on Bitcoin, just ranging sideways, and it tests 3 times or 4 times, or it's just testing that level numerous times and may meet the checklist requirements, I probably won't take it. Just because the momentum's not there by the higher time frames to back that trade. I hope that makes sense. I can't go too much into detail about the other checklist-based strategies. But if you'd like to know more about what I'm talking about, head over to TRADERCOBB and complete the master course. VeChain. Christmas is around the corner as well, and in classic TRADERCOBB style, we will have a Christmas special. And not sure what that will be just yet, so stay tuned. VeChain, another one, level on the 4 hour. Like, this is just getting too easy now. We're just seeing levels broken through. We need that cyclicity to come back and sort of retest that level, or at least do something that when the market moves and we can make money. So VeChain, we can skip that. John, we've already looked at this. I just downloaded this list. It looks like some of them have doubled up. IOTA, daily downtrend, 4 hour. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. Got a bit of a level here. Again, I just think I'm looking for things that just aren't there. I think our best course of action for, especially today, is just to sit on the sideline. EOS we already covered. ETC. Another one, level. It always pays, like I said before, it always pays for these levels to marry up with a round number. 35 is a pretty round number. Yeah, I don't think there's anything there. It has broken through, but the trend, yeah, is ruined. I think it will pay just to do a scan later tonight, just to see what's about. Okay. Axie, you need to own a team of Axies before you can play. Oh, really? I've never played Axie. I know a few of the guys in the Slack community play Axie and are right into those NFT gaming projects. So that's why I sort of created that channel in the Slack group. For anyone that isn't part of the Slack group and doesn't know what that is, it's like our own trading community where we just talk about everything crypto, right? Talk about the strategies, talk about trading opportunities, and talk about, I'm trying to expand that to talk about everything crypto. If I got paid for the year I spent in World of Warcraft, I'd have a bigger boat than Craig. Wow. It's I've never played that game either, but yeah, if some good games came out and I got paid to play them, then who would have a job? It'd be silly. Yeah, makes sense. Good. ICP. Another one where we've just got that level. We've broken through. I feel like I'm just repeating myself. Broken through. I retested that. Luna. I think Luna's a really good project as well. Had a really good run, and now it's just selling off. We do have a not bad cyclicity coming through. We do need a pullback on that 4. It's getting a bit messy on the 1. There's probably the 2 and the 4 hour. If there was something to present, we need that pullback. doesn't really look like we'd be trading into anything. Possibly a level through here around the $52, but if we pull back, got a nice bearish candle in there, then that's definitely something to keep an eye on, but that's still probably 12 hours away, so it will come out in a later scan. Ave, yeah, messy. It's all coming out now, Niels. One. Again, sitting on the level. Sushi is an absolute mess. Isn't it funny how the whole market, this whole market is just sitting on support, respecting these support levels or broken through. This whole market just moves at the same time. Uniperp, I believe we covered that. Atom, yeah, all the same. EOS, we already covered that. I don't know why these have doubled up. Maybe they're USD and USDT. Yeah, so a lot of these contracts are like EOS USD or EOS USDT. I'll have to go through and clean this list up because we've covered a lot of these. XEM, near. Let's have a look at near. As you know, we can all see a trend forming. We're sitting on support levels, but this one looks a little bit different. So let's have a deeper look at near. We all know I like my levels, and we've got one here that it's sitting on. So if we are to move lower, yeah, it would need to clear that level. Alice, same thing, level through there. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's any trading opportunities across the board at the moment. Is that a bad thing? No, not really. It's a really nice sunny day in Sydney, so if you're in the area, get outside and do something. I wish I could. I've got too much on. All right, so yeah, that's the scan. That's my views on the Bybit pairs at the moment. I'm interested to see what Lou says tomorrow. He will be back to do the scan. I think it's just a top 10 or a watch list. But yeah, we'll see what he has to say. And if there's any other questions, I'll get through them now. Ask as well. Yeah. Maybe I need to look into these gaming projects a little bit more and actually play them. I'm pretty excited for that Illuvium. Illuvium looks like it's going to be a really, really good game from what I've seen. Yeah, so if there is no further questions, then that is the scan for today. I know there's a little bit of a delay for the questions to come through, but yeah, like I said, if you have any questions after this, hit us up in the live chat. If you're part of the Slack, hit me up there. Happy to help out. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Don't forget, if you don't have a Bybit account, head over to Bybit, create a free account. Let's get well positioned for when the markets do turn. And even in sideways markets like this, they have great staking options available where you can make a pretty good APY on stablecoins. So yeah, might be worth having a look. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll chat to you soon.